What's up, everybody? Welcome to the channel, and I wanted to give you a real-time example of my football gaming experience, and this will show you and tell you where I'm at with each of the three football games right now, right? So I'm staring at the screen, getting ready to play eFootball, and I couldn't be more excited. They just had an excellent update. It's a net positive. Do I wish they added more things? Do I wish they didn't add a few things? Right? Is it perfect? No. But overall, in that positive, the game is 100% improved and it is a ton of fun. And that's really all you can ask for, right? Especially when you look at some of the other updates as a lifelong FC player and how it was the past several years, and Ultimate Team with their updates and the disappointments, and especially with UFL, where it's the first time ever in any game that I've seen a patch actually make the game worse. Even if they fixed the one thing that was the major problem, they made 5 more major problems, right? I mean, it's the only game that's ever happened where patch after patch after patch, they take the game from pretty good, looking promising on where it could go with the initial, release, to just almost unplayable. And I say all this because it does me no, good to have UFL in a bad place. You go look at my numbers, I'm not blind. I see. I can read. I can do math. I can tell that UFL is my most viewed football game out of the three that I cover by far. However, if you can't play the game, you can't play the game. If it's not fun to play the game, if there's no depth in the content you can create in UFL, then what's the point? And my whole thing is, I'm not going to be dishonest to you all, the community that has rallied around my content in the games. I'm not going to be dishonest to you. That's the bottom line. And you could go on any social media and you'll kind of see it's my videos and my passion for wishing this game was going in a different direction that definitely comes off as negativity a lot of times. That all, is essentially a summary of what you'll read in any social media website talking about UFL, which pretty much means that what I'm talking about, it's like a representation of the overall player base. Now, sometimes I'll get going with one or two players in the stream that are either trolls or just those random players that live under a rock and don't understand that my sentiments and my negativity, as it seems, is just the overall feeling of the game, because it is facts, it is true. And so as I'm sitting here having a blast playing eFootball and kind of keeping my eye on UFL, I always go in and I kind of read through, because this gives you the pulse of the game. If you scroll through anywhere, you'll even see, if you're reading on screen, there's some positive stuff about eFootball in here, because eFootball is going in the right direction, right? And it is an alternative because it's another football game. So why would people keep suffering and playing a game that's all about exploits, that's not truly football, that's not deep at all, where you can't take the tactical side and go deep with it, just like that's what I like, right? That's one of the reasons why I loved UFL at the beginning, because even though it was a simple game, it was wide open. You could play any different tactical setup. It was manual defending. There was so much that I could do with just a simple game that I was like, oh, who knows where this could go if it's already like this. And sure enough, they go in the wrong direction, whereas eFootball, you can go as deep as you want. I mean, I love the tactical side, and the game planning side is brilliant. I have a video coming out where it's like the one game that you can bring your managerial knowledge and it will absolutely impact how your team performs on the field. That's brilliant. Then when you get on the pitch, it's an amazing football experience. And yes, it takes time to learn, but that's the beauty of it. Some people want to rush through and just be good at something. Well, that's childish, right? We all know, even as real footballers, we didn't just get good overnight. It takes a lot of time and effort. Enjoy the process. It's the same with eFootball, and that's where UFL, it's all about exploits. People just want these wins, wins, wins. They don't even want to take the time to try to get good at the game. No matter how hard defending is, you could get better at defending where you don't have to just sit back and hope AI does it for you, or pack enough numbers back that the opponent hopefully runs into you. You don't have to just hold up with Ronaldo and take 30-yard shots over and over and over, or just go for corner flicks every time and hope you can win 1-0 after you sit back when you score a corner flick, and so on and so forth. You get it. These same exploits that you see over and over and over in UFL, You don't have to do that stuff, right? Hence why I will, if the game is even still around by the time I hit my 1,000, right? Which hopefully is sooner than later, but UFL, I mean, look at the way it's going. It may not be around that long, or there might not be enough players that even want to play. But if it is around when I hit my 1,000 subs, 100% we will create the leagues and cups, and we can absolutely have fun with the game, even as it is, because we can choose to ignore many of the exploits, right? And now, will it be a great football game still? No, but it will be the most football, realistic football that you can get out of UFL right now, right? Unfortunately, you're never going to get the broader player base to just do that. Even though it's an overall positive for the game when you don't use exploits, there's just too many rats out there that will continue to use them. So we will have to do our own thing on the side, right? Now in eFootball, you don't have to worry about any of that. I will still do my leagues and cups when I hit 1,000, but the beautiful thing is, all they need to do is really add more modes, and that's just because players want to play their game more and more, right? UFL, yes, they need to add more modes, they need to add more depth, but there's so many problems on the pitch that, you can't even start to think about the other things. That's what I said about the customization being so amazing. It's like, man, you want to go use these kits and all this different exclusive Adidas stuff and all these cool stadiums, but then you realize the main event, right? Those are all the opening acts, let's say. They get you all excited for the main event, and then the main event is just terrible. So, eFootball, the main event is amazing. They just need to keep getting more opening acts, right? The modes to get you interested in playing, the rewards to get you excited about winning. But the actual football on the pitch, the actual tactical setup that you have to do to play so your team performs the way you want it to perform, all that's there, and it's amazing. And I know a lot of players will come and it will be hard to learn at first, but the reason why I'm so keen on providing you all this information about eFootball and telling you that, like, I haven't had this much fun in a football game literally, like, ever, or maybe since I was younger with my friends, way before all the online stuff. And I'm telling you that because I know you're suffering at UFL overall. By you, I mean the overall community, and I can see just by reading the social media, right? You scroll through any given post from UFL, and the comments are exactly what you see here. That's exactly what I did. I just scrolled through the random comments. And so I'll keep providing, my updates based on keeping my pulse on the game. I'll keep trying to help those players that want help in the game, but I'm never going to lie to you. I just don't see the game going in a good direction, and I just don't see any true enjoyment for true football fans, right? So if you're someone that can get on and have fun with just using exploits that are kind of remnants of a football game, okay, that's fine. No judgment here. But for true football fans, for people who have a passion about the game and wanting to turn that into a passion for football gaming, I just don't see UFL, not being a waste of time to even consider this being a game for true footballers, right? So with that being said, maybe I'll see you in eFootball. If not, keep grinding, keep having fun. I'll see you on the next one. Peace.